Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, whichever you are drawn to, I'm going to pull two cards, #1 and #2. So, #1, here we go. Sun, spirit. There's a vitality, a life force, an energy, a quickening that is translated through you into action. And because there is only one of you in all time, this expression is unique. The sun is at the center of our lives, just as it is traditionally in the astrological chart. This is why the placement of the sun is the most significant. The sun is our spirit, our personality. It represents, along with Uranus, the animating flash of life. The sun signifies who we essentially are. It is also the need to express who we are. So, for those who are drawn to the first card, to number 1, you need to find out what your sun sign is. You can look up free birth chart reading, free natal chart. I think that's what it's called. Free natal chart. Go Google that or something. And then put in your birth date and it will give you your sun sign. Now, you then need to go and look up what are the primary lessons of that sun sign. And this is what you're going to need to work through. Okay. The sun rules over the condition of our bodies. It is a return to light, the ability to transform and rise again. The sun represents our health, vitality, and dynamism. The sun is our strength and what we put our focus on. It is no surprise that it was the sun early people venerated, then developed into the idea of a life giving creator. Okay. The sun is the desire to bring on the outside what exists on the inside. So, for example, my sun sign is Pisces. I'm a Piscean. So I'm supposed to be doing all this Delulu stuff. It's okay for me to be Delulu for a little bit at times. Okay. I live in my own little Delulu world most of the day. And that's why I'm so unbothered. Um, but there's also a lot that's beneath the surface. Pisceans are a very deep, deep sign. We embody um, and can access traits from all the other zodiac signs that come before us. And that's why people are like, you're like, you have multiple personalities. Duh. Pisces sun. Hello. So you're needing to allow all these different aspects of yourself out. If you're a Pisces sun, that's what you need to do. You need to allow all these different aspects of yourself out. You need to allow yourself to tap into the depth of your spiritual nature. You need to allow yourself to celebrate how empathic you are. You have to stop being ashamed of being able to feel. Pisceans feel and they feel deeply in a space where feelings are not allowed. The capacity to feel at the depth that a Piscean feels, that is a gift. That is a superpower. And that is what allows you to be able to determine someone's unspoken intentions towards you. You got to let your superpowers out. When the sun card presents itself in a spread, it adds an encouraging spin to any reading. The sun is all that is good. It is the positivity that trumps anything negative. This card says, all eyes are on you. You have the strength and power to get things done. Let me say that again. All eyes are on you. You have the strength and power to get things done. For those of you who picked #1, it's time for you to recognize you have the strength and the power to get things done. Okay. All things that are truly meaningful are starting to happen now. You are now in a place to lead and inspire. It is through the sun's inspiration and creativity that will enable you to make things materialize. So you're entering into a space of manifestation, elevated manifestation. What are you going to do with it? You're going to gaslight yourself. You're going to have some imposter syndrome moment. What are you going to do with it? Because whatever you decide to do with it is valid. Even the self sabotaging type of decisions, it's still valid. It's valid. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to allow yourself to get to a point where you begin to give yourself permission to do what needs to be done? Or, or are you going to, mm, I don't know, are you going to pretend like you don't deserve it, like you're not worthy of it, like maybe I don't know, other people need it more than you, other people this, other people that, like what are you going to do with it? Cuz I mean, you've already done the whole other people thing. You've done that. You've been doing that. You've been doing that for quite some time, right? Has that made you happy? Cuz if it hasn't made you happy, well, I mean, why keep doing that? Wouldn't it be better to choose something that has a different potential outcome? Another meaning behind this card, oh, wait, it's through the sun's inspiration and creativity that will enable you to make things materialize. This may be at the front of a group or on a stage or just in the way that you lead with confidence. The sun card gives an emphatic yes to your reading. Another meaning behind this card is that the summer months are relevant. Summer may be when the wished for event occurs. Remember, the summer card came in reverse, and all of these cards were coming in reverse because these are the ways in which soul is going to correct, realign, and facilitate the coming to fruition of all of your dreams. Parties, events which emphasize creativity and fun, children and childlike adults all figure into the situation. This card also implies an aptitude for acting or just a period where dramatic ability and creative leadership could greatly benefit your mission. You may find yourself singled out, perhaps in a dramatic situation, where you show your skills in some impromptu ways, such as giving a speech or teaching a class. It's also a time of generosity and laughter. The spotlight shines on your life. What you are doing now is being noticed. If you're not used to this, you may retract or react with aloofness. Avoid foolishness, immaturity, and any lack of organization during this time, or the matter could fall apart at the seams. You're going to need to consciously choose at some point to push this all the way through. But all in all, this is a progressive, energetic card, which foretells prodigious things on the horizon. This card indicates that matters will be going your way. But leadership on your part will be necessary. It's time to act and take your place in the sun. It's time. I know we hear that a lot. And I think this time is when you need to listen to it. For those of you who chose hashtag two, this is your card. Card number 16, Cancer. I feel. Your feelings are your God. The soul is your temple. Rely upon the wisdom of what you feel right now. Cancers have a depth of feeling not easily seen, as if in the deepest parts of the ocean, fathoms below the surface, but where there is great power. So the things that you're feeling right now, and the things you'll be feeling, they're guiding you towards something. There's a depth to it. Cancers are reclusive and they tend to hide their feelings and have alternating moods. They are emotionally vulnerable and are easily wounded. So maybe you're channeling, whether you're Cancerian or not. maybe you're channeling some of that Cancerian energy. They can be downright touchy, and when feelings are bruised, Cancers can come across as crabby and harsh. They feel for others deeply and are exceptionally sympathetic. But as they are highly empathic, the emotions of others can exhaust them. Cancers are resilient, endure much, and can overcome just about anything, which seems peculiar because they are so sensitive. This is something that you need to kind of get a better hold on. Okay. If you're very sensitive, that's not a bad thing. But if your sensitivities cause you to go bonkers, to lose control, to lose sight of what's happening, that's not a good thing. And you can say all you want, but that's me. That's how I am. Okay. Well, are you happy with you? Are you happy with how your life is going? No? Okay. Then there needs to be some modification. I'm not saying I don't like you. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying if you are not happy with how you are being received, there are some modifications that need to take place. And, for those who are going to be like, are you telling me I have to change myself for other people? No, I'm telling you, you have to change yourself for you because people who get defensive about being reminded that we all, all, um, need to go through a process of slight modification so that we can better express ourselves and be better received. Um, yeah, it's time to adjust because the world will not revolve around you. And I know for most of our community, you already know that. And you're not expecting the world to revolve around you. And if you're one of those people who already knows this and you chose hashtag two, I think maybe the message is that you went too far on the other end of the spectrum. You were supposed to go to the middle point, not all the way on the opposite end, right? It's about balance. It's about allowing yourself to be who you are, but knowing that you will always only be the one who will be without any options in regards to harvesting what was sowed. I know when I be tossing attitude around, if it turns people off, if it causes them to turn away from me, I have to accept that. I'm going to be who I am, but at no point do I feel like, well, you have to accept that. This is who I am. Like, no, I could be salty. I could be real salty. And if you're not in the mood for some high sodium content, then, that's one of the consequences of me allowing you to witness me as I am. It's not a bad consequence. Why? Well, because it helps me to understand that now I'm finally in a space where I'm choosing myself. As someone who used to consistently choose others, I'm not choosing myself. That's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Cancer is the sign of the mother, and those ruled by Cancer tend to be overprotective of their offspring, which means they also like to control and take over. Got to be careful about that, okay? Um, Even for you and your journey, your soul knows better than you. I know my soul knows better than me. The child is an extension of the mother who also needs to be protected, so she must remain strong to take care of her young. Cancer is a sign of imagination. They have a rich fantasy life, so they do well in the areas of creative writing, art, and also music. And with their gut reactions, cancers can also be very accurate psychics. So, this is about listening to your intuition, um, as long as your intuition is calibrated properly, meaning your intuition is not being used to, excuse me, meaning your intuition is not being used to negatively impact your growth. Some parasitic things do that, and they've been doing it quite a bit these days. Okay. Follow your intuition, but make sure you know that it's actually your intuition. When the Cancer card presents itself in a reading, you can be assured emotions are high. You may want to withdraw, or you may be dealing with someone who is withdrawn or depressed at this time. There's a feeling of being connected to the unseen world, and this includes the world of ghosts and spirits. This card can indicate inherited psychic abilities and even witch blood. There is a typhoon of power behind Cancer's strong feelings. Emotions are the fuel for ascension mechanics as well as other etheric um, processes. So that's why society tells us we're not allowed to feel. That feeling intensely um, is a bad thing. That's why they categorize you as out of control, meaning you are out of their jurisdiction. They can't control you. So you're connecting to a lot of really intense things. You need to make sure you are very anchored at the center point. If you're simply anchored and you don't know where you're anchored, there's a possibility you'll become unbalanced and more easy to tip over, more easy to access. So you want to make sure wherever you anchor, it's the center point. Okay. It can also mean you're in sync with other people's emotions. You'll instinctively know what to do at the right time. There is sensitivity and emotional closeness indicated. If your question is about love, it may be a secret or involve bonded souls. This card can also mean that family or domestic issues need to be addressed. Mm. So those who chose hashtag two, the reason, and this is an assumption on my end, the reason that your card has this overlay of what appears to be negative is because you're still allowing yourself to be very much influenced by the negative people in your life, people who you probably consider family, whether biological family or such a depth of love that you've labeled them as family. I think you already know who this is in your life. This is someone who you probably has suspected when you share good news, they're not really happy for you. That maybe they'll say the happy things, the appropriate responses, but there's something in them, something in the way they respond, in the face that they make, or I don't know what. But you could tell they're not happy for you. They're not happy for you. Be careful. Be careful because this is a window of opportunity that you probably will not have again. This is a window of opportunity that you probably will not have again. So, what are you going to do with this? Are you going to allow someone who doesn't want you to succeed, who wants you to remain dependent on them, either financially, emotionally, socially? I don't know. I don't know what's the root of the dependency. But this is someone who wants you to remain dependent on them, who needs you to run all of your ideas through them first. And then you kind of are left waiting to see what they think is best for you. And that's what you have to do. Like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. This is a very prosperous period we're going to enter into. But as you guys know, I won't mislead you. I won't say things that I know are not accurate or true. This prosperous period we're entering into, it carries with it extreme potentiality for just so much wealth. But that doesn't apply to everyone. And people are going to get upset. People who are, first winner, second winner type people, the type of people who think everyone needs a trophy. They're going to be like, that's so not inclusive. Yeah, soul doesn't care. Soul doesn't care. You don't do the work, you don't get the reward. And that's that. There's not going to be a second place trophy. There's not going to be a second place winner. There's just not. You're either going to go all the way or you're going to flounder and fail. If you're okay with failure, then no big deal. If you're not okay with failure, it's a very big deal. And you have to decide for yourself, which one are you? For me, I don't believe in failure. And it's not, I have to succeed, I have to succeed. I want to. I want to succeed in everything I do because why waste my time? Why commit to something if not I'm not going to put my all into it? And if I put my all into it, I'm going to succeed. Why? Because why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? I'm putting all this effort. I'm adjusting the approach if need be. I'm adjusting the goals if need be. Why wouldn't I succeed? So, if you are someone who is okay with not achieving your dreams, it's no big deal. Keep doing as you are. It's going to be the same. You're comfortable with the same. So, no big deal. I genuinely meet that. It's not going to be a big deal. But if you're someone who's been so unhappy in your circumstance and you're tired of the struggle, you're tired, you're tired. Okay, you're going to need to commit to this. You will not get the reward if you don't put the effort. And you can't stop. You have to keep pushing. You have to keep doing whatever needs to be done. You have to. You have to. But why? Because you're worth it. You have to. You have to see it all the way through because the next version of you is waiting for you across that finish line. It's not to impress other people, it's so that you can have what you have earned. You've earned it. You deserve to know a stronger version of yourself. Why? Because this part of you is weak? No, because this version of you will not be existing much longer. Why? Well, because you're about to live a different life. And the different life you're about to live requires a different version of you. Because to allow the same version of you to exist in the new part of your life is to allow the old caca that made you so unhappy, to allow that into the new part, which will make it a not new part. It will be the same thing. It will be the same thing. It's like moving into a brand new house, beautifully designed, custom home. And you're moving in there with your roommate, and whoever that roommate is, whether it's your partner, whether it's your sibling, whether it's your friend, whether it's just a roommate that you've had for so long, and you know that they keep a messy house. You know they never throw their trash away. They leave food in their room, and so the last place you lived, you had roaches, you had rats, and you're moving them into a brand new house with you. It might take a little bit because it's brand new. But eventually you'll have roaches and rats again in that new place. If you continue with the same patterns, all you're doing is moving the mess to a different spot rather than actually cleaning it up. For those who chose #2, the severity of the message, it needs to match the intensity of your willingness to leave that all behind. Once you leave it behind, you can't look back. Because to look back is to choose to go back to it. So a decision needs to be made right now. The severity of the message needs to be matched with the intensity of your desire to receive what is rightfully for you. And you will. The only thing that can stop you is you. So choose it. Choose it and then keep going. That's all. And if you're thinking, you mean I have to abandon everyone? No, you simply need to move forward. And those who are meant to be in your life will be in your life. But what if they don't choose to? Well, let me read to you what your card says. Um, Cancer is a sign of the mother, and those ruled by Cancer tend to be overprotective of their offspring, which means they also like to take control and take over. That's a toxic trait. That's toxic. So, do you want to ask again? Um, what if they don't join you? Well, then you wish them well. You be happy for them in their decision. You can miss them. It's okay. You don't have to be like, I don't care. No, you can miss them. You can miss them while you continue to move forward in the direction that your soul is guiding you to go. Okay? These are not easy processes, but you are worth whatever it takes to transition into the next part of your life. You deserve it. You deserve to know a life that's worthy of you. It's not that life is so bad right now. It's just life right now is not all there is. So stop settling. All right, guys, I got to go. I got quite a few different things I still have to do. Hi, Oracle. Make sure whatever you decide for yourself right now, you're deciding it for you. And that's it. For you. Okay? Not for you and all of these other people or just a couple people. No, 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 no. Make a decision for you. What will heal you the most? What will make you feel whole? What will help you to understand how much you need to receive? You are not desperate. None of you are. Not people who chose #1 nor people who chose #2. The difference between the two groups is that one has finally let go and is now preparing to be launched forward, while the other is scrambling to hold on because of the fear of what happens when they let go. Life happens. That's it. Life. Life's been happening and it'll continue to happen and everything will be okay. But when you align yourself, you'll be more than okay. You will finally enter into a space of wholeness and hopefully happiness. And you deserve that. No matter what you chose, you deserve that. I'm going to see you guys again soon. Find me on TikTok. I'm evolving. I only follow 111 people, and that will not change. There are quite a few other TikTok fake accounts that are trying to troll people. That is not me. I only have one account on TikTok and I follow 111 people. Okay? Only 111. Anything, yeah. And we don't message people either. So I'll see you guys.